everyone, how is it going? The Fuzz is back after a conspicuous absence of, I don't know, a couple weeks. You may have been wondering if I disappeared forever, but nah. I was just kind of a little bit fed up with card games. This was all card games, actually, not just Spellweaver. But, of course, I wasn't gonna miss the Master Tournament party. And anyways, this is partly why I'm here, in part to kind of bring everything up to speed on where I am, and also actually show my great pleasure at this latest Masters. I think it may have been one of my favorites because there were so few boring games. One of the biggest differences is that I didn't see any one-turn heal, any 40 HP boring, annoying stuff. I think the only really annoying deck I saw at all was the Parallel Evolution Snake shenanigans, and I was one player that was playing it. So, other than that, games were good. Even the control games were good. One interesting one was a mirror match. I don't remember who the names were, but two guys playing what seemed like an identical deck of a Dominion Rage with Advanced Zash as the hero. No basic Despina, what's going on? And running cards like Dragons, Phoenixes, Elders, Fireballs, and that sort of thing. And that was actually a really cool game because it wasn't like one player just instantly won after getting enough mana. The way the actually game was settled was one dude was running low on cards and his opponent dropped a red dragon and the guy just had no answer to it. And well, you know how it is. When there's a red dragon on the other side and you don't have an answer, you tend to not live very long, and that's exactly what happened. So overall, a very good experience, which gives me a lot of hope for ladder, which is something I've been keeping away from because of proliferation of cards I really dislike, such as New Horizons and like anything that leads to a 40 life win condition. But if there's less of those, that means ladder is going to be more interesting, and hey, maybe I can actually, I don't know, be in top 100 for once. What a day that would be. Now, in other news, I'm sure you've already read about this, but I might as well bring this up because I think it's very, very exciting. The summer promotion, an update on iOS, Android. Link to the post in the description, of course. So here's what they're saying. They're announcing a summer promotion where every player gets to activate for a period of 3 days, have access to every card in the game. Now, why didn't I think of this? Reading this, it seems so brilliant, right? Like, you come in, okay, well, you get to try every single card, and then after that, you get to see which cards you like, which cards you didn't like. Which probably save you a lot of grief if you ever crafted a card you thought was good, but when you actually played the deck, it ended up not being so good. And it's just good in general. I think that's a really good practice. For the future, if you ever release an expansion, just let everyone try all the cards for a couple days so they can make a better decision on which cards they want to play. Maybe they conclude they don't want to play any of the cards, and then they don't have to, you know, be agonizing over spending crystals or the shrines or what have you, crafting cards they end up not liking, really. So good job, developers. This is one of the best ideas I've seen in a CCG of any kind in a long time, and I think every single CCG should do this to some extent. And then they go on to say that after the 3-day period, okay, and I'm not actually sure how this works, but it says you'll be able to purchase the cards you have at least 5 wins with. So does that mean it'll track the number of wins you have with each specific card? That seems really strange. But anyways, you'll be able to buy those for a bargain price in crystals. I don't know what that's gonna be. That sounds interesting, but okay. So they're saying it's for new players, which is a good idea. We have a very dedicated community of experienced players that have gone above and beyond in helping the game in any way they can. I mean, translation, trying to organize gatherings. The Shrining team is trying to get some YouTube action going, get some streaming action going. I mean, these guys are a vital part of our game. So we don't necessarily have to cater to them so much. They're the ones driving us forward, but we need new blood to come in. We need more people to look at this game, but it's also important that when they come in and look at the game, they like the game. I think one of the saddest things a game can do to itself is advertise itself, and then people come in, and they don't like the game, and then they leave, and now they tell their friends the game isn't that good, and the word spreads around. So that's one way that it can backfire. So I'm really hoping that the new players who come in will definitely enjoy the experience, and we will do everything that we can, of course, to help that. We're gonna have to hope the Shrining team carries us with the apparent loss of Laurential and the seeming disappearance of Hyperion. I don't know if these guys even identify themselves as Hyperion anymore, but whatever. And in other news, the iOS and Android is in the works. I know it's a bit of a running joke in Spellweaver where it's been in development for like, I don't know how long. But it's going to be that one big event that's probably going to pull in a lot of players. So it's important that these guys come into a good experience, which actually leads me to another point which was made in a post in this same post by Drygord, essentially saying that the developers are going to have to get players to basically help them, help them with stuff like play testing, like new cards, looking for bugs, because we're kind of already doing that. I mean, whenever there's any new cards that come out, within a day or two, there's gonna be like 10 new posts saying, here's a fun interaction, here's a weird bug. We're already doing this. So I think the time has come for the devs to go one step further and actually let the players, some players over their choice, the most dedicated ones, that actually more actively help them out. Because you could probably get 20 guys right now, ready and willing to, test new cards, look for bugs, do whatever, because they all share the same goal as the developers. They want the game to succeed. So that would be something I would be very much behind. This has been discussed in the past many times. There was an idea at some point to do this, to have a secondary server for that, but it just never came about, most likely due to, resource constraint, which is unfortunately always an issue. But hey, this could be something that helps out if the developers can offload some of the work onto players, such as, finding balance in cards, because when it comes to that sort of thing, players are always going to find things the developers are not. That's just a fact. No matter how clever developers think they are, their players are always 3 times as clever. They're going to find way more broken things. They're going to find way more degenerate things. And they're going to find way more bugs, especially when you have a small team of, I don't know how many of them there are, but it's less than 10. And you have, hundreds of players, I don't know, a couple hundred players, even 50 players playing among themselves are gonna be able to get a lot more work done than just, these 7 or 8 already overworked superhumans, as it would seem, that have somehow managed to produce the game that it is with the budget that they had, and it's still around, and we're still running monthly tournaments, and we still have draft mode and all these other awesome things. I mean, not a day goes by where I don't wonder what this game would have been like if we had, if these guys had, let's say, double the team and 5 times the budget. Can you imagine what Spellweaver would be? It'd be like a top game in the market. That would be a good day. Maybe we'd have master draft tournaments. That's something I'd be looking forward to. But anyways, that's basically it for today. As I've said, I am gonna make a real effort to be online more and play more stuff, get back to playing drafts. I've been, like I said, just really haven't been able to find the energy to just play any card game at all. And I guess that was just gonna happen inevitably, but I feel like I can find a second wind and maybe just do like a Fuzzy Bolt challenge. Those are always fun. Just, if ladder proves to be more interesting, I'll play it. I mean, the only reason I didn't is because I felt like I was facing non-interactive, annoying decks. Or the kinds of decks you don't find in Trials or Draft. So, I'll be back more often. I'll try to get more streams going, that sort of thing. More videos. I've actually missed it a little bit. I haven't been able to do those either because without access to the game, without playing it much, I can't just conjure videos out of nowhere. But I've come up with some new ideas, and we'll see what the future brings. In any case, for those of you still watching, still playing the game, I'll see you guys next time, whenever that is. Certainly sooner than the last break. It's not gonna be another 2 weeks before you see this face again.